I want to know, how does it feel to be in permanent joy?
Happy. You know, the thing is, to be in joy is like a constant thing. It's not, it doesn't, you know, when we have our emotions are all over the place, you know, we wake up happy, or we wake up depressed, or whatever. When you're living in consciousness, it's just constant. And you can have an emotion, but it's very quick, and it doesn't take away the joy, because the joy is coming from within. And it's the nature of consciousness to be joyful, to be celebrating, to be enjoying. It doesn't mean you won't have a human emotion, but the constant is gratitude for life. You live in that internal abundance, and as a consequence, everything outside reflects that abundance, that internal joy. Hmm? But it's experiential. You know, that's like asking, how does it feel to be a dog? You have to be a dog to know how to feel a dog. You have to be in joy and experiencing consciousness to know how it feels. Yeah? It's an experience. Like I can talk about it, but it's actually an experience. And once it becomes your permanent experience, it's actually very subtle. It's not that I walk around going, oh, I'm in joy. It's just this constant, plenitude, more than anything. It's just a plenitude and a gratitude for life and everything that comes. Hmm?
How does it work, our creative power?
You know, if you're a masterful creator, you get to a point where you don't want anything. You just allow it to come. Because the universe knows what you want. When you have desires, they create shadows because you're always focused on that desire. But when you're open, like this, the sun's always shining and you appreciate everything. So the more you expand your consciousness, the more you enjoy each step of your path, the easier it is to create. But you don't create from that place of need. You create from a place of abundance, opening to receive. And once you have that internal experience, you don't really want much because everything's there, because it's internal. People accumulate or have these intense projects to escape themselves. I used to be like that. You know, focus, 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 focus. This year's goal. And I get the goal. Yeah, yes or yes. But when I finish, next goal, next goal, next goal. And once you get to a place of internal plenitude, you want to simplify your life. You just want to give and enjoy. It's not complex. It's simple. It's the same as you as a person. You become simple. I'm a very simple person. I'm like a dog, you know? I'm happy. If you annoy me, I bite you. And it's simple. Yeah, but mostly I'm happy, yeah. And I love everyone. You know, but I'm very simple. It's black and white and easy. I don't live in the grey. That complexity. that mud. And I don't think very much. You know, I have a clarity in each moment and trust in myself. And that's the gift of consciousness. And also being open. Open to receive, open to listen, open to grow, open to be more excellent in each moment. That's another aspect. Because you're not defining yourself through what you're doing.
How to stop idealizing people. So if I meet some person, suddenly I put him in the pedestal, and he breaks, falls down, and I go on picking up the crumbles.
You know, it's one thing to admire someone and aspire towards that in terms of the excellence, but not because you want to be that. You have to want to be the best of you. And that's freedom. You can't be someone else. You can only be the best of you. So you can admire someone, what they achieve, but that doesn't mean they have to be separate from you. It's something that empowers you. It's something that inspires you. And when you start loving yourself, you won't have this idealism. You'll appreciate everyone and everything because you're appreciating yourself. And sure, there's exceptional people. There's people that are very exceptional. And they break limits, they open new paths. And of course, you appreciate that. You admire it. But it's not about worshipping that. It's about improving you in each moment. Growing. Use it as inspiration. Because it doesn't matter who it is. Everyone's human. We all have our humanity. And if you put someone on a pedestal, like when you're a child, it doesn't take long for mummy and daddy to fall off the pedestal. And that's just a way of disillusioning yourself. And most people that are exceptional in art, in music, in business, the majority are very ruthless, no? They're not always the nicest people on the planet. Like, because they're very focused. So if you're expecting them to be something more than human, you're opening yourself up for disillusionment. This is sure. Humans are humans, you know, and to be a master at anything, you have to be focused. And you have to repeat, 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 repeat. It's eternal, except for consciousness. Consciousness is the easiest thing because it's real. And it's an internal experience. And it's just being real, being the truth of who you are. And that internal security is freedom. Being the best at something is not freedom. And you can look at that throughout history. And within your profession, there's always going to be that duality. It's full of divas or devos.
And I remember the sensation of wanting to run away. And here I saw how much I reject that sensation. It happens when I'm in the happiest moment. I want to run away. Can you tell me something about this?
Sure, you know, it's just a place where you're not open to receive. And you just need to heal it. It's a place where you want to create drama and not open to receive. And it comes from when you were a child. not good enough, non-deserving, etc., etc., etc. So you just need to keep going into that and healing it. It's a place of self-abandonment. You know, we have this chronic fear of abandonment, but we abandon ourselves all the time, and we can't see the love because we're not open to receive it. We push it away. Yeah, so it's just something you have to go deep inside and love that space and let it go, because it's an immature place. It's the place of a child.
I have a question about the cover of a book. Why walk if when you can fly? I want you to tell what is for you to walk and fly, the metaphor of that title.
In this world there's a whole lot of trouble, baby. In this world there's a whole lot of pain. In this world there's a whole lot of trouble and a whole lot of ground to gain. Why? I can't remember the rest. Okay, it's a song. And it says, why take when you should be given? Why take when you should be given? Why watch as the world goes by? There's a lot of love to be given. Why walk when you can fly? I think it's self-explanatory, no? Why be limited? Why be limited in your vision? And the words of the song are very beautiful too. She says, why take when you can be giving? Why watch as the world goes by? There's a whole lot of life to be living. Why walk when you can fly? So it's about that. It's about being unlimited. And I love the song. Yeah. That deep.
In a book, you describe it so nice, and maybe you can talk about this. Death and immortality of being.
Okay, so, you know, in my experience, I am totality. I'm God, I am everything. And in my experience, you are the same. But you're not a part of it. You are the totality. You never came, you never left. The only thing that's real is this moment. And for the intellect, it's impossible to understand. You know, if I tell you, oh, you're going to have lots of different lives, and you're going to get to a certain level, and then when you finally reach enlightenment, after 2 million lives, you won't have to come back. And from my experience, it's absolute rubbish. There's this moment eternally, and you are that. You are that. And you say to me, oh, but I see my body and I see this and I see that. I don't have the answer to that, but I know it's not real. I know nothing leaves and nothing comes. It just is eternally that. It's not that we're going to go to heaven and sit next to Jesus and Mother Teresa, or go and visit the devil and burn. You know, there's this moment, this experience, and we're in this situation in this moment. And everything externally is a mirror within duality. And in order to have duality, you have to have good, bad, right, wrong, time, space, dark, light. It's so intricate, down to the ants, even smaller, down to the meubs, whatever they're called. Yeah, those. You understand? But because we only have the capacity to think within the structure of what we understand, Until you have the experience of unity and you realize that nothing's real, nothing's true, that you've never done anything wrong, that you are eternally that, it's impossible to grasp. It's impossible to grasp, to understand. Yeah? So I can talk about it, but it's my experience. You know, I know death isn't real. I know birth isn't real. I know there's this eternally this. And it's in contrast to what everyone else believes. You know, the church will tell you you have a soul that leaves and goes, but you are that. There's nothing but that. And it's eternal. Visually it changes, like a television program.
Lately, all what I had been moving made me to come back to feel as when I was a teenager fighting with my mom every day. Mm. Can you tell me how to let go of the fight?
You know, you have to make a decision. It's as simple as that. You have to move all your stress and stop identifying with being right. And that's all you have to do. You know, as you mature, you find the capacity to do this, but from a place of joy. I can listen to anyone talking about anything, politics, religion, whatever, because I don't have an opinion. I don't care anymore. For me, it's all the same. It's not important. The only thing important is unity, consciousness, empowerment, love. It's the only thing important, because that's what unites. Everything else separates. So you can have this need to be right, but it always takes you into a place of suffering. And you know, when we're children or when we're teenagers, we're trying to define ourselves, no? Because for all our lives we did what Mummy and Daddy told us, or we tried to, and then we get to a point where we start to say no, because we want to define ourselves. But that's a process of maturing, to do with our hormones, our individuality. But then you get to a point where you're looking for love, and you start to find it internally. And you let go of all these things, the need to be right, because there's no right. There's just an opinion, an idea. Most people think they're right. Mass murderers think they're right because they're serving humanity. You know, everyone thinks they're right. When we drop a bomb on a country, we're doing it for peace. Look how intelligent we are. It's like we fight with insanity. And it's all contradictory. There's no maturity. No maturity. And that's internal. You have to see and choose who you want to be. Define yourself with your highest ideal of you. And if something makes you suffer, stop. Or keep going. But take responsibility. Say, yeah, I know that's going to take me into a place of suffering, but I'm an idiot and I enjoy it. You know, at least be honest. Don't try blaming someone else. It's your responsibility. If you're clear about what you're doing, stop suffering it. You understand? Why walk when you can fly?
Since I remember the issue of the image, the weight, always had been important for me. And here in the system, the teachers talk about letting go of the image. Can you talk about what is of letting go of image and how to push using this 6 months process to do it more?
You know, the first thing you have to realize, I don't know if you're in the last meeting, but I asked the women who had judgments with their weight to put their hands up. And everyone put their hands up. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. The thing is, we're trained to be like that. Because image and beauty is everything. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. And we're also trained to believe in order to get a man, we have to look a certain way. And that's a good thing. Because we need to get a man. Yes? Of course. Now, so the thing is, women are very focused on their image. But it's also a mania. It's a control. It's a place where we escape ourselves and take ourselves into suffering. I don't know if you've noticed most men, apart from the gay ones, don't really care. You know, they get a bit fat and, oh, well, you know, yeah, I'm 40. And they still chase after a 20-year-old Barbie. You know, they don't have the same anxiety. And we're trained to do that. So it's not so much your image. It's your domestication. You have to get clear about that. Because it's a place of control. If I can control that, I feel safe. It's like people that have anorexia or bulimia. They do it for control, to make themselves feel safe. And it doesn't make sense, no? It's like, grrr, how does that make sense? But it comes from that place. So, there's two things I have to see. I do it because I suffer, so I need to let it go. Because that defines whether I'm happy or sad. If I'm not feeling good with my body, I'm not happy. And it might be a kilo, but I'm not happy. And you have to see it. It's a drama. It's an addiction. So you have to be here. And your happiness has to depend on your consciousness. And also see the place when you're moving stress, how you want to eat. It's like a way of punishing yourself. But you think in your head, it's something you're going to enjoy. But if you have that mania, after you do it, you suffer, no? It's like any addiction. You think it's a great idea. You know, I'm going to go and get drunk. Like that girl, what was her name? Gabby, yeah, let's go get drunk. Yay! Did it make her feel happy? No, she felt horrible. Horrible. And excessively horrible. So the more you cultivate consciousness, the more you start to eliminate those behaviors. The things that take you into suffering. You stop, you think, before you go for your addiction, because your consciousness becomes precious. It becomes more important than your addictions. So everything has the same solution. Everything. Letting go of the image, focusing on consciousness.
Come visit our webpage for books, movies, and our wonderful retreat centers. Isha's simple yet powerful system is transforming lives around the world.